If the question is asked, why would Satan want to plant weeds in the midst of the wheat? Well, put yourself in his place for a moment. You're a rebel who has cast off the authority of God. You have a supreme hatred for God. Hence, you have a supreme hatred for his creation, and in particular, for the being that he created in his own image. You succeeded once in destroying the communion between the man and God through deceit and temptation, but God intervened, covering the iniquities of his children and promising them a Redeemer who would one day bruise your head. But you didn't give up. True, your plan was not flawless, but it was effective to a large extent because of what you accomplished in the garden. The heart of man, this pinnacle of God's creation, is now deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Out of it proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lewdness, etc. Mark 7. And you've encouraged man to develop all manner of entertainments and false religions, innumerable idols to fill the God-shaped vacuum that remains within him. But despite all of your efforts, your enemy continues to redeem men and women, boys and girls, plucking them as brands from the burning out of every tongue and people and nation. God continues to sovereignly draw his sheep to himself, and you are powerless to stop it. But you are at heart a pragmatist, and you know, although you cannot destroy Christ's church, you can do a number of things to make it impotent. Among them, you can tempt true believers to stumble and give the enemies of the Lord reason to blaspheme. Secondly, you can plant false believers in with the true ones, causing confusion, and in the minds of many onlookers, causing revulsion toward the Church of Jesus Christ. By doing so, you can give the world new reasons to doubt the reality of the Christian experience. You can encourage them to be cynical of anyone who calls himself a Christian. So you plant false apostles alongside true believers. You raise them up to positions of prominence. You put a few unconverted charlatans in the limelight. At the same time, you're tempting true Christians to stumble publicly. Look at verse 26. But when the grain had sprouted and produced a crop, then the tares also appeared. You see, the original blades of the weeds were not noticeably different from the blades of the true grain. It was when the head appeared on the grain and upon the weeds, when it reached maturity, you might say, then it became evident on closer inspection that some of those wheat plants are not really wheat plants. Some of them are weeds. Jesus said, beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing. By their fruits ye shall know them. Matthew 7. Look at verse 27. So the servants of the owner came and said to him, Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then does it have tares? Where did all these weeds come from? This expresses the surprise of Christ's servants at the discovery of false brethren in their midst. Most assuredly, I say unto you, one of you shall betray me, Jesus said the night before his crucifixion.